The Lion, KHNC 1360 AM, Johnstown, Denver.
My friends, it's a glorious day. And I'll tell you why. It is a day when more people than ever see we've got a president who stands by his principles and keeps his promises. Better than that, item from ABC News. The U.S. today officially opened its new embassy in Jerusalem amid massive protests by Palestinians. The move comes 5 months after President Donald Trump made his blockbuster announcement in December that the U.S. Embassy would shift from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And my friends, by the way, in the next segment, we're going to listen to Donald Trump make that announcement. The new diplomatic office in what was an existing U.S. consular building was opened in a ceremony led by U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman and attended by Israeli and American officials. The day has also been marked by violence, with dozens of Palestinians killed by Israeli military forces and more than 1,600 injured in protests at the Gaza border against the embassy move, according to the Gaza Ministry of Health. Today's historic event is attributed to the vision, the courage, and the moral clarity of one person to whom we owe an enormous and eternal debt of gratitude, President Donald J. Trump, Friedman said to a standing ovation at the ceremony. Trump addressed the gathering by video, celebrating the historic move and saying the U.S., quote, extends a hand in friendship to Israel, the Palestinians, and all their neighbors, unquote, and remains, quote, fully committed to facilitating a lasting peace agreement between them, unquote. My friends, let me add my commentary here because it's right. Every normal person wants peace, lasting peace, solid peace. At the same time, you cannot offer a hand of friendship to the Palestinians because many, many times over the decades, over these 70 years, many times, Israel, America, the world community has extended that hand of friendship to the Palestinians and had it either bitten or cut off altogether. Palestinians don't want peace. They want Israel. They want the destruction of Israel. They want to murder Jews. And so the path to peace is not to be found at the negotiating table. The path to peace is to be found by crushing the terrorist Palestinian organization. I don't just mean the organization. I mean the Palestinian population of Israel, rendering them inert, taking away any power they have to commit acts of violence. Then there will be peace. Until then, there will be mouthings about peace and speeches about peace and posturing about peace, but there won't be real peace. There are fools out there in the world saying that today's ceremony, moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, increases the potential for disaster. It does exactly the opposite. Showing weakness to bullies never works. It's Monday. Real truth. We'll be back.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has zero toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com. Spelled BIOAGE.com. BioAge.com. Or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge. The age of advanced organic. American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 263-4228.
All right, guys, let's get right to it. And by the way, this is Howard Riell, and the show is called Real Truth. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with President Trump, the statement that he made that was shown via video at the embassy opening just today, just about an hour and a half ago in Jerusalem. We'll follow that with a trip back in time, 5 months, Mark Levin talking about this move, and he's going to play for you Donald Trump's announcement that he was going to do this. So let's begin today with the president.
Exactly 70 years ago, the United States, under President Harry Truman, became the first nation to recognize the State of Israel. Today, we officially open the United States Embassy in Jerusalem. Congratulations. It's been a long time coming. Almost immediately after declaring statehood in 1948, Israel designated the city of Jerusalem as its capital. The capital the Jewish people established in ancient times. So important. Today, Jerusalem is the seat of Israel's government. It is the home of the Israeli legislature and the Israeli Supreme Court and Israel's prime minister and president. Israel is a sovereign nation with the right, like every other sovereign nation, to determine its own capital. Yet for many years we failed to acknowledge the obvious, the plain reality that Israel's capital is Jerusalem. On December 6, 2017, at my direction, the United States finally and officially recognized Jerusalem as the true capital of Israel. Today we follow through on this recognition and open our embassy in the historic and sacred land of Jerusalem. And we're opening it many years ahead of schedule. As I said in December, our greatest hope is for peace. The United States remains fully committed to facilitating a lasting peace agreement, and we continue to support the status quo at Jerusalem's holy sites, including at the Temple Mount, also known as Haram al-Sharif. This city and its entire nation is a testament to the unbreakable spirit of the Jewish people. The United States will always be a great friend of Israel and a partner in the cause of freedom and peace. We wish Ambassador Friedman good luck as he takes up his office in this beautiful Jerusalem embassy, and we extend a hand in friendship to Israel, the Palestinians, and to all of their neighbors. May there be peace. May God bless this embassy. May God bless all who serve there. And may God bless the United States of America.
My friends, that is what a man of honor sounds like. That's what a non-politician sounds like. It's what a man of faith sounds like. Now, let's go back in time. The president just mentioned it. 5 months ago, in December, was when he shook the world and announced what he himself said is the obvious truth, recognition of the obvious truth that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Here is Mark Levin. He's going to play a clip of the president 5 months ago, and then he's going to talk about it. Here we go. Now, my friends, the president said that former presidents had signed a waiver keeping the embassy in Tel Aviv because it was their best judgment. That's what they thought would serve peace better. That's not true. They did it because they were on the take. They did it because they were getting big money from people who didn't want to see the embassy move to Jerusalem. They did it possibly also out of cowardice. They didn't want to stir up the Arabs, although between you and me, the Arabs don't need anyone to stir them up. Whatever combination of reasons they used, it was pathetic, and it led to ongoing bloodshed. One thing that we know to be true is that peace can be achieved, but it must be achieved through strength. Peace is never achieved through weakness. My congratulations to Donald Trump for recognizing that fact. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Ladies, this is Dandy Golden informing you that heart attacks in women is different than heart attacks in men. Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, shortness of breath, or simply sudden and extreme fatigue, but no chest pain. Get emergency medical help and call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. Pain, pressure, burning or squeezing in the chest, jaw, shoulders, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasting more than 5 to 10 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sudden sweating for no reason. Sudden unexplained extreme fatigue. Loss of consciousness or fainting, or sudden unexplained panicky feeling of doom. The key, ladies, is to listen to your body. Follow your instincts, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing you in any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need a new doctor, one who will actually do what is necessary to get to the bottom of your symptoms.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom-tailored capabilities is modified emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom-designed system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
Folks, let me pose a question to you. It's a pretty simple question. If the Western world were negotiating with a religion of peace, what would stand in the way of peace? Good question, right? The answer is also obvious that Islam is not a religion of peace. Here's a report from InfoWars making that abundantly clear. My friends, let me cut in here, Paul Joseph Watson. Le Monde, the newspaper in France, actually did say this was opening a Pandora's box. So that means that they acknowledge that there are all kinds of evils waiting, covered in a box, for us to be released. Well, obviously that's crap. The Pandora people, the Muslims, are not waiting for anyone to open the box. They're committing atrocities left and right. In Europe, in the Middle East, even in America. Wherever they are, they're committing atrocities. The authorities, the left-leaning liberal authorities, and this is something of note for the liberals here in Colorado who voted for Hillary, they are in league with the terrorists. They don't want the general public to know all the disgusting things being done by Muslims because they say that would open the Pandora's box. It would lead to even more horror. Well, my question is a simple one. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn. I think in simple terms. If you got a whole bunch of people in your country and you're walking on tiptoes, on eggshells, because you don't want to spark even more violence than there already is, isn't it preferable, rather than walking on eggshells the rest of your life and getting violence and jihad and horror anyway, isn't it preferable to get the hell rid of those people so you don't have to walk on eggshells? You don't have to be afraid of saying the wrong word. You don't have people raped, shot, beheaded, driving into crowds. It takes backbone. It takes courage. Something that is sorely lacking in our European allies. Well, as you can see, our European allies in England and France and Germany, they're being eaten alive by the Muslims in their little Pandora box. Now, they can either accept a slow, torturous death over the next couple of decades, or they can take action and prevent it from happening.
The first round, which takes place at Babylon's time, and of course, worrying is the answer to the question. And they don't want this to benefit her. So they're talking about delaying the release of the full results. Censorship. Because again, no one of the journalists remarked, these results are not politically correct. We don't want the public to know what you're doing or what is happening in France.
So, my friends, what's happening here in America? Because the media here is also being politically correct, and most of the politicians are being politically correct. Well, in this context, dealing with Islamic terrorism, what does politically correct mean? Well, let me give you the basic meaning of it, the plain English meaning. It means we're not going to do anything about the Muslim problem. And it's okay if you or your son or your daughter or your spouse or your parents, it's okay if you get beaten, if you get spit upon, if you get raped, if you get stabbed. It's okay. Because what's important is that, and you hear the liberals at Le Monde say, we don't open the Pandora's box. Now, think of it this way. Let's say you got a toothache. Well, you can go to a dentist and have the problem taken care of, or you can refrain from going to a dentist because, you know, if you go there, it's going to be a whole thing. It's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. There's going to be blood. There's going to be injections. The whole Pandora's box, better just to sit with a toothache. So what will happen? You know as well as I do what will happen. The toothache isn't going to go away. It's going to stay. And it's going to get worse. And the infection is going to grow. And what used to be a minor problem that could have been fixed now becomes a major problem that is a very real threat to your life. That's what happens when you leave things in Pandora's boxes. The American way is to face your problems squarely and solve them the best you can. And I recommend that that's what the pinwheels in Europe do.
Well, on an almost daily basis, there is some kind of terrorist attack. You guys know that. That's not enough. It's a part of Islamic folks mentioned this specific quote like the area of Paris. You know, the incident a few days ago, the airport, second biggest airport in Paris. Again, jihadists after the ground.
My friends, you don't mind if that happens in Colorado, do you? Or wherever you're listening to the show. You could be listening anywhere. It's okay with you if it happens in your city, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to be non-politically correct, right? You don't want to offend anybody, right? You don't want people to say bad things about you, right? Better to take a screwdriver in the eye or to be called by the police because your 8-year-old daughter was gang raped. That's preferable, right? What's that you say? It's not preferable? Ah, good. Good morning. You finally arrived at normalcy. Well, if you don't want that, you've got to do something to prevent it. Because it's not only coming here to America, it's already here. Just like it's already in France, as Paul Joseph Watson was saying, and in England, and Germany, and Sweden, and Denmark, and on and on and on. If you do nothing, problems just get worse, not better.
Is it any surprise?
My friends, we know Marine Le Pen did not win. Macron won. But this goes far, far beyond any single election. This is a struggle for survival for Western civilization. I know it sounds like a grandiose statement, but it is absolutely true. If we say we're not at war with Islam, well, that's a sweet thing to say, and I'm sure children like hearing that. But Islam is at war with us. So we're either going to fight this war to win, or we're going to be butchered and destroyed. I don't mean to sound apocalyptic, but those are the facts on the ground. They're liberal, they're tolerant, they're progressive, and they're willing to sacrifice a certain number of their citizens to be stabbed, raped, murdered. Me? I'm not willing to sacrifice a single citizen. We'll take a break and we'll come back. More Real Truth ahead.
We had no time to do it.
Get out and save ourselves. Now we are left with nothing. No water, no shelter.
I should have been more prepared. Preparedness here. I would or visit preparedness here. 303 981
Ladies, this is Dandy Golden informing you that heart attacks in women can be different than heart attacks in men. Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, shortness of breath, or simply sudden and extreme fatigue, but no chest pain. Get emergency medical help and call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. Pain, pressure, burning or squeezing in the chest, jaw, shoulders, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasting more than 5 to 10 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sudden sweating for no reason. Sudden unexplained extreme fatigue. panicky feeling of doom. The key, ladies, is to listen to your body. Follow your instincts, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing to you in any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need a new doctor, one who will actually do what is necessary to get to the bottom of your symptoms. The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
All right, my friends, the topic du jour is the clash of civilizations, which liberals will swear up and down isn't happening, but is obviously happening. Here is the blonde in the belly of the beast, that's how she bills herself, with a breakdown and analysis of Robert Putnam's infamous study on diversity and cultural cohesion, and some commentary on the potential outcomes here in the West, where our very civilization is at risk. Here's the blonde in the belly of the beast, and I'll put this on my Facebook page. By the way, since you asked, I have a new website up called, surprisingly or not, howardriell.com, R-I-E-L-L. Check it out and let me know what you think. Here's the blonde.
If you're involved in the culture more, the deeper your understanding of what's happening, the more distance you become from your average citizen. I'm finding it difficult to relate. I'm having a hard time knowing what your average person is thinking about when it's not paranormal. If I saw a doppelganger or if I had a what they know their work. I really don't know. And I'm
All right, my friends, I can already see your eyes glazing over. Too much fact, too much statistic. Here's the bottom line. Human beings are grumpy. We don't always play well with other children. We like people who are like ourselves. Okay. So that means that we've got to make an effort to be amenable to all people of all backgrounds. We don't come by that naturally, and so we've got to engender that in ourselves. You know, it's trite to say, can't we all get along? But there's really no alternative to that, because if we don't all get along, then we will all be fighting with each other, and life will suck. I told you I'm from Brooklyn. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more Real Truth. Stick around.
We had no time to do anything.
We get out and save ourselves. Now we are left with nothing. No food, no water, no shelter. I'm crying.
I should have been more prepared.
Just wait till it's too late.
Preparedness gear. I would 52 25. Or visit preparedness gear. 303 9810.
The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chickens? Now you have a source for certified organic, no GMO, no soy chicken feed. HappyHens.biz can even deliver, or you can pick up. Call me, Tim, at 303-829-5948, or go to happyhens.biz for pricing and ingredients. At happyhens.biz, we love happyhens.biz, or call us at 303-829-5948.
The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
My friends, I was lauding the foreign policy victory of Donald Trump today in Jerusalem, but he's got victories going on elsewhere, specifically getting us out of the disastrous, poisonous Iran deal, and apparently brokering a peace conference in June in Singapore that will result, hopefully, in the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Here to weigh it for us and analyze it is Ann Coulter. You know, great minds think alike. I was just about to suggest that, yes, the president should do that in Congress, but what about Congress doing it in Congress? Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell are both political hack asswipes. Ryan is on his way out. Mitch McConnell has been exposed, his connections to China. He should be on the way out. They have both sold out the United States of America, each in his own way. They're both typifying exactly what's wrong with American politics. Ann Coulter is right.
It's really disappointing. I mean, look, it was never, one of my all-time favorites, but I like Mitch McConnell as far as the graduate. He's a wonderful minister. He always seemed, articulate and most the other guys are so fulfilled. You can find out in the primary, but then you have to go for the Republican.
And so who will do something about that? I keep hearing about things being done that are unconstitutional. I'm not hearing about people being prosecuted or arrested. If the Congress itself is violating the Constitution, who can correct that situation? Exactly.
We need a supermajority. I think there's 5 times. We need to impeach a president. The fact it does not say, two-thirds vote, to stop the vote, then maybe you don't need it. We ought to be passing around with 51 votes. I don't see what the Democrats, I think you put them out of court.
Excuse me, Lars, that's Lars Larson, the host, by the way. We can't claw back the money. Why? Why not? If we're revoking the deal, pulling out of the deal, then we get our money back. Last I heard, there was $150 billion in cash that had been given to Iran. I don't know about you. On behalf of America, I want it back. And if we don't get it in cash, well, then we take it in something else. Maybe land, maybe oil, maybe blood. But Iran is the top sponsor on the planet of terrorism, which means when it comes to understanding and mercy and friendship, they've earned none. We're out of the deal? Good. I want the money back. Let's spend it on hospitals or feeding hungry children or opening libraries or something like that. Awful lot of things done wrong that Donald Trump is having to waste an awful lot of time undoing. This one should be easy. Put the screws to Iran. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll finish up. My friends, quick show today. We'll be right back with more Real Truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Herb.
Well, it had to happen. When Colorado legalized marijuana, most people thought the Green Herb was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Kipling Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-70. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location on Kipling Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our Green Herb Supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Linda Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
TLR Associates of Boulder wants you to remember your life began at conception, and so does the life of every yet-to-be-born person. Baby and mother both lose when 1 in 3 women go against their deepest instincts and choose abortion. Former abortion doctor Nathanson says people do not understand that there are thousands of serious physical complications from abortion every year in this country. Post-abortion crises include severe guilt, depression, and regret, anxiety disorders, sleep disturbance, suicide, violent behavior, sterility, increased risk of miscarriage and delivery complications at premature birth. International Journal of Epidemiology reported abortion increases breast cancer risk by 90%. Every helpless baby has the right to life, too. This life-giving message is brought to you by TLR Associates of Boulder, providing a job well done for your home or business with designs in stucco, stone, and brick. Call TLR Associates of Boulder, 303-921-3310. TLR Medallion branded stucco protection serves the Boulder and its northern Colorado area. Check.
Item from Breitbart. Thank you, President Trump. That was the message projected onto the ancient walls of Jerusalem together with the American and Israeli flags on the eve of the formal transfer of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem on Sunday evening. Inside those walls, most recently rebuilt by the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman I in the 16th century, tens of thousands of young Israelis danced and sang at the Western Wall Plaza in honor of Yom Yerushalayim, Jerusalem Day, the 51st anniversary of the reunification of the city during the Six-Day War of 1967. Unquote. By the way, my friends, the Six-Day War was God's revealed hand. It was a miracle of biblical proportions, and that can't be said often enough. Item from Reuters, Dateline, Indonesia. Indonesia's police chief, 123, said a suicide attack outside a police building in Surabaya on Monday, which wounded officers and civilians, was carried out by a family of 5 that included an 8-year-old child. The family, riding on 2 motorbikes, blew themselves up at a checkpoint outside the police station, Police Chief Tito Carnavian told a news conference. The young child survived and is now recovering, he said. My friends, you got to say nice things when families do things together, right? Item from John Whitehead at the Rutherford Institute, The Age of Petty Tyrannies. We labor today under the weight of countless tyrannies, large and small, carried out in the name of the national good by an elite class of government officials who are largely insulated from the ill effects of their actions. Stop. My friends, I just got through talking about Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell. They are perfect examples of the elite class of government officials largely insulated from the ill effects of their actions. They are political whores, and they've got to go. We, the middling classes, are not so fortunate. We find ourselves badgered, bullied, and browbeaten into bearing the brunt of their arrogance, paying the price for their greed, suffering the backlash for their militarism, agonizing as a result of their inaction, feigning ignorance about their backroom dealings, overlooking their incompetence, turning a blind eye to their misdeeds, cowering from their heavy-handed tactics, and blindly hoping for change that never comes. The overt signs of the despotism exercised by the increasingly authoritarian regime that passes itself off as the United States government are all around us. Warrantless surveillance of Americans' private phone and email conversations by the NSA, SWAT team raids of Americans' homes, shootings of unarmed citizens by police, harsh punishments meted out to school children in the name of zero tolerance, drones taking to the skies domestically, endless wars, out-of-control spending, militarized police, roadside strip searches, roving TSA sweeps, privatized prisons with a profit incentive for jailing Americans, fusion centers that collect and disseminate data on Americans' private transactions, and militarized agencies with stockpiles of ammunition, to name some of the most appalling. My friends, who put all these things in place? This Pandora's box, if you will, of evils? It's the swamp in all its manifestations. The swamp is responsible for each and every one of those horrors I just mentioned. And the only guy who's fighting against the swamp on behalf of us is Donald Trump. Now, we've got elections coming up in November, my friends. If you vote for the Democrats, you're voting for the swamp. You vote for the swamp, you're voting for the police state. So do the math. Get out and vote for Republicans wherever you are, because Trump needs help. So do we. I'll be back tomorrow with some of that help, my friends, with more real truth. Until then, hasta luego.